Welcome to this 30-minute yoga practice. I'm Andrea. I'm so glad you've joined me. This practice is going to really lean into some restoration, and who doesn't want a little restoring, right? So it will mean that we have a few more props. I'm standing on a mat. If you don't have one, you can use a carpeted area. This practice will really ask that you have a chair. So it'd be great for you to have your chair. And then here is the unusual suspect, a bolster. Now, you don't have to have an actual bolster, but a cushion from your couch or a couple of sturdy pillows will be great. A folded blanket, which could be your throw blanket or a beach towel. And a couple of blocks, thick books will do. And you can also use the seat of the chair that I've asked you to have instead of the blocks. So if you don't have blocks or thick books, your chair should do the trick. And then let's start. Standing in the bedrock pose of our Tadasana, our mountain. Drop into it. And we start this way a lot. But each day we're a little bit different. And because these poses are similar, we hold ourselves up against the poses and we can really check in deep and extraordinary ways. So as you stand here, notice what you notice. It's different than the last time. It will be different next time. And that's the beauty of this practice. It's like a living laboratory for us to learn about ourselves. So learn a little bit about your balance, maybe back and forth and side to side. Just see how balance is today without judgment. Some days we feel solid, other days we feel slightly unhinged, and that's just normal. We can ground ourselves in this practice and energize ourselves in this practice. Now let your hips be over your heels. Turn your palms away from each other. Shoulders over hips over heels, and then just lean back and gaze at the bright horizon. Ears over shoulders, over hips over heels. Cultivate your breath. First, bring awareness to it. And then let that awareness bring you into breathing in and out through your nose. And if you can, through your nose the whole practice. Notice how your breath has the ability to energize and oxygenate and to calm and ground. We really need both of those. It also reflects the two sides of our nervous system. So just like we played with balance in our feet, we're kind of playing with balance in deeper capacities, in deeper ways. Inhale, arms out to the side, thumbs to the sky, a V shape. And exhale, just float your arms back, down, along your side. Inhale, arms out to the side, thumbs to the sky, a V shape. And then exhale and float your arms along your side. One more time, inhale, arms out and up. And then exhale and bring your arms along your side. We'll start to use our chair. So turn your chair base towards the front edge of your mat. And I'm trying to situate myself so that you can best see me. First, it's just going to be there and we're not going to use it, but we want it at the ready. Inhale, arms out to the side, thumbs to the sky, a V shape. Exhale, hinge at your hips, hands to your thighs. It's a hinge at the hips and not a rounding of the spine. Inhale your heart forward, confirming that this is not a spinal rounding. Exhale, deepen the hinge. Inhale, rise, thumbs out and up, a V shape overhead, and then stand into your mountain. One more like that. Inhale, arms out to the side, thumbs to the sky, a V shape. Exhale, hinge at your hips, hands to your thighs. Great. Inhale, heart extends forward. You could swear you just got a little bit taller. Exhale, hinge at the hips. And then inhale, arms out and up, thumbs to the sky. Stand into your mountain. This is where we now use our chair base as a part of a sun salutation that's not just the half, it's like maybe a 3/4 of a sun salutation. Start arms out and up, thumbs to the sky. Exhale, hinge at the hips, hands to your thighs. Inhale your heart forward, take your hands onto your chair base, and you can step your feet just experimentally, carefully back a little bit. What I don't want is I don't want your head to be lower than your hips. So just find a place where it kind of gets juicy as a stretch in the backs of your legs. And you feel a little bit more energy and probably weight into your hands, but not a lot. And then just breathe into this for a couple of moments. You don't want to lock out the legs, so the softest little suggestion of a bend in your knees. And then walk yourself closer to the chair. Take your hands to your thighs. Inhale your heart forward. Exhale, hinge at the hips. And then inhale, arms out to the side, thumbs to the sky, a V shape. And then arms along your side. Great. Inhale, arms out and up, thumbs to the sky. Exhale, hands to your thighs. Inhale your heart forward, and then situate your hands onto the base of your chair and experiment. It's the makings of a downward facing dog without actually lowering our head lower than our hips. So you can walk it back a little bit. Just find that sweet spot for you. Press into your hands, start to grow a little strength into your arms. Down dog eventually is hands on the ground. So we're just getting ourselves ready for that. And then walk your feet so that you're hip distance and closer to your chair, hands onto your thighs. Inhale, heart forward. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, arms out to the side, thumbs to the sky, a V shape, and then stand it into your mountain. One last round of that. Inhale, arms out and up. Exhale, hip hinge and hands to your thighs. Inhale your heart forward and situate your hands onto the base of your chair. Walk it back. Walk it back and in your imagination, do a full down dog, only in your imagination, but press into your hands and feel them press into your chair. So at some point, when they are maybe in the ground and there's your full body weight on them, you feel ready. We've rehearsed it. And then walk forward, feet hip distance, hands to thighs. Inhale your heart forward. Exhale, fold it in. Inhale, rise and reach. V shape, thumbs to the sky. And then float your arms along your side. Many of us are going to use the base of the chair for this next part. I'm also going to show you how it might be done with tall blocks. So situate your blocks on either side of your mat if you're going to use your blocks. And just make sure that your chair is not too far out in front of you so that you can use it and not have to reach too far for it. Hip distance. Inhale, arms out to the side, thumbs to the sky. Exhale, hinge at your hips, hands to your thighs. Inhale, heart forward. Now, either hands onto the base of your chair or bring your hands to those tall blocks and step your left foot back into a lunge. Now, there are a few things I'd like us to note here. If your feet are too close together, it's going to feel like you're doing this on a tightrope. So you could inch your right foot to the right and your left foot to the left a little bit. That might help with balance. If your hands are on the base of your chair, just make sure that you're not collapsing your shoulders into your ears. So press down a little bit like we just did together in that sun salutation. And if your hands are on your blocks, it's a similar thing. Sometimes people's wrists get a little bit tired here. You can always make a fist or use the base of your chair. Now stay with it here for a few moments. Think right hip steering back and left hip steering forward while we're here. 2 more moments. Now keep your hands on the base of your chair or on your blocks, and very slowly and carefully, emphasizing your right big toe mound, begin to straighten that front leg. Now here as well, we're not lowering our head any lower than our hips. So the intention is a hip hinge. and length through the spine. And we rehearse that with our sun salutation. It might be hands on your chair, and that really feels like our sun salutation, which is great. You've got a little something to press on with your hands on your chair. You're growing tall and you're really feeling right hip back and left hip forward. The longer we hang out in it, the more challenging it becomes. If you need at some point to bend and then re-straighten the leg, I understand. And you can always take breaks in these practices anytime you'd like. A couple more moments as we are. Are you breathing? Are you breathing through your nose? A mindful exit. Bend your front knee. Hands can be on blocks or the base of your chair. We've been here a while, so you might feel that as we transition. Firm through your belly, firm through your feet. Step left foot hip distance from right, hands to your thighs. Inhale, heart forward. Exhale, hinge at your hips. Inhale, arms out to the side, thumbs to the sky, a V shape, and then stand into your mountain. Well done. Side one in the books. We go to our second side. Inhale, arms out to the side, thumbs to the sky, a V shape. Exhale, hinge at your hips. Hands come onto your thighs. Inhale your heart forward and either place your hands on the base of your chair or place your hands onto your tall blocks. Now it's your right foot that steps back. Remember our sideways space. So you can inch your left foot to the left and your right foot to the right a little bit, and then just think left hip back and right hip forward. Find the calming effects of your exhales and the oxygen-rich energy of your inhales. Remind yourself that you want to find length through your spine and that your low belly is lifting to help support all this newfound space. We have a few moments here. I want you to really stand into your left heel a lot. If you're using your hands on the base of your chair, I just remind you not to let it become a scrunch of shoulders into the ears. 3 more moments here. Really gorgeous. Bring your mind to what we're up to. Press into your left big toe mound, hands on the base of the chair or your blocks. Start to move your leg towards straight. It may not straighten all the way out, that's fine. Left hip back, right hip forward. Not letting our head drop lower than our hips. And you can keep your hands on the base of the chair and really kind of press into the chair a little bit as part of the elongation of your spine. You're going to start to feel all the feels. Breathe into it. If it's too much, remember, you can bend the front knee. You can take a full-on break anytime you'd like. Let's meditate in this shape for 20 seconds of silence. Just sip the silence. And remember, we have been here for a little while, so we want to be careful as we exit, yeah? Hands onto your blocks. Bend your front knee. Right foot hip distance from left foot. Inhale your heart forward. It's different this time. We're coming to the ground. So either hands on the base of your chair as an assist, or you can use your blocks. But you want to have the transitions be as mindful as the movements themselves. So bring yourself down onto the ground. This is where we're going to need our props that I talked about before. So the bolster, or whatever you're using as your bolster. There are a couple of ways to do this restorative pose that I'm going to show you. One is that with your bolster, you sit on the ground, bottoms of the feet together, Knees out to the side, and the bolster can be right against your lower back. Now notice, I'm not sitting on my bolster. I'm sitting in front of my bolster. And then with the knees out to the side, you might appreciate blocks underneath your thigh bones. Because for restorative poses, we stay in them quite a bit longer. And I don't want there to be so much sensation that you can't find a blissful calm. Now, if you're doing it this way, you can definitely have an additional folded blanket for underneath your head. And you kind of have to figure that out as you lie down. Put the folded blanket underneath your head. Now, if this feels like it's too much on your lower back, and for some of us it will feel that way, instead of putting the bolster in the small of your back or on that sacrum, the triangle at the base of your spine, let it be that the edge of your bolster is right at the shoulder blade area, like shoulder blade where your bra strap or heart monitor would go. And then lie back, and if you want that extra padding, you can just draw it closer to you. And for some of us, this will feel where the blissful calm comes from. Now, once you get it figured out, allow yourself to surrender into the shape of the props. And for a lot of us, just getting still and simply being instead of doing feels like a bit of a stretch. Maybe a project that's helpful while we're here is for you to think about making your exhales a little bit longer than your inhales. The exhales help us to find the relaxation side of our nervous system. And let those exhales surrender your arms to the ground so you're not efforting. And let those exhales surrender your thigh bones into your blocks. No effort, just surrender. Untangle any tightness in your jaw. Let your eyes feel heavy in their sockets, and you can close your eyes if you're comfortable with that. Last couple of moments where we are. I sometimes get myself set up in this position and stay for 10 minutes. We won't stay that long today, but just know it's here for you anytime you want to do it. Gently start to find your way out, and I'll show you how. Place your feet on the ground. You can help your thighs from the outside, and you may feel that, my goodness, that was quite a bit of a stretch. Now, carefully coming off your bolster, roll to either elbow, and then help with your hands to come up and off. Remember, we move mindfully in between the poses, just like we do while we're in the postures. Now find your bolster and bring it next to your right hip. So I'm seated as if side saddle. You can kind of take a look here. Move the blanket that's on top. And then you're just going to turn your chest towards that bolster. And this might almost be enough for some of us, honestly, framing the bolster here. Now, you're going to lengthen out and lengthen out and lengthen out. We're not rounding onto the bolster. Remember the work that we did with our hands on the base of the chair? Pretend that your hands are on the base of a chair right now on either side of your bolster and traction a little bit of length into your spine. All of us are a little bit different. That's what makes us beautiful. You could stay here. We're looking to start to lie onto the bolster and to be able to lose the effort. If that doesn't work for you today, it's fine. Don't worry about it. You'll turn your chest more and more towards your bolster. Turn your head to face the same direction as your knees, and perhaps lie down on your bolster, which I think my microphone will not allow me to do entirely. So all of us are at different places here. You'll notice a stretch in the left lower back on this side. None of that ever wants to be prickly or electrical, just the perfect amount of stretch. You could fold your additional blanket underneath your head if you feel like you're getting pretty close here, and rest your head on the blanket if you'd like. Stay with it. Keep breathing. Maybe even close your eyes while you're here. It's a supported twist, but it is a deep twist. Sometimes twists make us feel like we don't want to breathe as deeply. Let your breath be the priority, and the stretch be sweet. Last couple moments on this side. Press into your hands. Use the strength of your arms to come up, and then switch sides. You can switch the location of the bolster, or I think it's easier to just turn around, but I don't want to turn my back on you, so I'm going to relocate my bolster. Come into that side saddle seat now with your left hip against your bolster. Have the blanket at the ready in case it's helpful. And then just place your hands and think length through your spine, like when we were on our chair. It can be gradual as you make your way towards lying down on your bolster and eventually letting go. And again, I have a microphone consideration, so I'm going to make my way there but not actually stay there, so that you don't have to listen to sounds of a microphone against a bolster while you try to find your blissful calm. Appreciate where you are. Meet yourself where you are. Although you're twisting, you're making sure that doesn't interfere with rich, deep inhales and complete exhales. Settle in, snuggle into this moment of meditation. If you're getting a little restless, no worries. We all do. Remind yourself with your exhale that you're just doing the best you can do. That you're perfect and whole exactly as you are, restlessness and all. And then use your hands on either side of your bolster. Press into your hands. Bring yourself up to our side saddle seat. And then move your props off to the side. And lie down on your back. Once you're lying down on your back, hug your left knee into your chest. And if that feels better with your so your right knee into your chest, you can bend and place your left foot onto the ground if it appreciates it. And then hold the back of your right hamstring. So just hold onto the back of your thigh and start to move that leg a little bit towards straight. Maybe it straightens all the way out. Some of you will straighten your left leg onto the floor too, and just find this stretch for a brief moment. We did a lot of bent-legged poses. We're just letting our legs straighten out and stretch for a moment. Bend your right knee into your chest. Place both feet onto the ground. And then hug your left knee into your chest. And start to hold the back of that left thigh. Move your left leg towards straight. If you enjoy the right leg straight as well, you can do that. And then just pause. A couple moments here. Bend your left knee. Place both of your feet on your mat. Either feet wide and knees together for constructive rest for our final Shavasana meditation, or extend one leg and then the other. Fall into the floor. These restoratives are what they call rest and digest, and they help us to do both. Let yourself let go, maybe close or cover your eyes. Shavasana. You're always welcome to stay longer in your Shavasana final meditation. If you're ready to find your way back, you can move fingers and toes, maybe even stretch your arms and legs as if you were waking up refreshed and renewed. And then knees into your chest, roll to either side. Carefully help yourself up to any sort of comfortable seat. I hope that you feel restored, refreshed, renewed. Sometimes we feel like we have to get a workout. And I think many times we also need to remember that we deserve a work in. Thank you so much for practicing with me. I'm Andrea, and I look forward to us doing this again soon.